Social media.
Hmm.
How important do you think that plays into, a company and its brand?
I think it's very important. I think nowadays I find that I'm using it a lot for my business, and whether it's making these kind of connections like we did,
Right.
connecting with other businesses, connecting with people in your industry. I think it's really important. I usually encourage people, other small businesses in particular, to try to use social media within their industry, because I think that it it kind of helps you to maybe get your foot in the door into opportunities that you might not otherwise be able to. So in that sense, for that reason alone, I think it's really, really worthwhile to spend the time and energy, because it does require quite a bit of both.
Right.
But I've had great results from using it for my business.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah. I think to me, the way I look at it, it's just it's a tool that is out there, and you need to acknowledge it in some capacity,
hmm
whether it's
hmm
minimal, as long as you tailor it to whatever your goals are, I
hmm
think. But you just can't ignore it and say it doesn't apply to us. And part of it too, because
right,
especially maybe we're tactile designers, but we still think whole picture. We still think big picture, right?
right.
And social
hmm
media is another tool to connect with other people. So you need to
hmm
not necessarily have to offer it. If you have a consultant or something like that, you can refer them to get them on board.
hmm
But definitely encouraging them to look
right.
into it. I just
Definitely.
ask, yeah,
I think right now you can't ignore it, because I think you'll be left behind. And I don't think you have to do everything. Like, for example, I'm not on Facebook. My business is not on Facebook. I started a page for the baby business because I thought it would probably help, since it's a product based business. But for my design business, doing Twitter, LinkedIn, blogging, I mean, that's really enough. That's about as much time as I have to spend
yeah,
on it. And making the effort and putting the energy into it, I think I've gotten enough out of it that I don't need to be on every single social media outlet.
no,
And I think that's the key.
you're picking the ones that tailor for you, kind of thing. So
Mm-hmm.
it's funny
Mm-hmm.
that it's a social media breakfast they host here. This company sort
Huh?
of started it once. It's once a month, and they have a speaker, and you show up. It's free. Someone sponsors the food, and you sit there and you get free tips on social media and that kind of thing. Well, they don't have Facebook. They don't have a website. They're on Twitter,
Uh-huh.
and that's how they've evolved. And they're actually quite big and quite
Right.
prominent. And that's just using one
Right.
tool.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
think that explains a
Yeah. It's
lot.
possible. I
Yeah.
mean, look at like the food trucks. I don't know how prominent the food trucks are in
Yeah,
Canada, but
we
you
started the
know,
food truck thing. Yeah, here.
they're doing it all through Twitter. I doubt any of them have the means, or the budgets when they're starting out to build a website. They're doing it all on Twitter, and I think it's awesome.
Yeah. No, for sure.